Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Colin Quinn's here from Unconstitutional, the one-man show, taking it out. Now, you've been out on the road with this already then,
yeah,
right?
I've been out to most of the colonies. Only 2 left, like I said.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Yeah.
Every night. It's great.
It is. Yeah, I mean, are you tired? Or you
Not yet, no.
Not yet, no.
I like doing it. I
No,
like
it's a
doing
great
all the
show.
other states. You know, it's kind of interesting doing it in the southern states and stuff.
Yeah, now, how kind of reaction you get?
Good reaction.
I mean, anybody, is anybody, like, take issue with anything you say?
No, which is probably, you know, I mean, I talk about, well, I do this goof on Wayne LaPierre, and then I was in Virginia. I was in, like, Western Virginia. And then after the show, like 8 people come up to me. He went to the high school right here, you know. He went to high school. And he's like, he went to high school with me. I knew him.
Western Virginia can be, they're good people, but it can be, that's a rough area, the miners.
Yeah.
That is really like the, like.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point about the whole thing I've discovered from doing the show is that this country is going to break up. It's no way it can't.
Really?
It's going to be like the Soviet Union. Because you have people, like you say, West Virginia.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to convince them, you, L.A., New York, whatever media, this is the way you should live.
No, you're right.
And the whole point of the Constitution is you can't tell anybody how to live.
Yeah.
I mean, where he's from, Western PA, you can't tell people, no, you guys are doing it wrong. You have the wrong values.
Right.
People don't care what you think of their values. Mm-hmm. It's that serious.
You know, it's interesting. Like to me, the best scene of the whole movie Lincoln was the end part where Kelly Leak, who's the vice president of the South, you know, tells him, like, look, you know, you won this, but it's because of brute force. And
right.
We just look, you're not going to tell us this is how to live.
That's right.
And we're never going to give up these. There's people here who will never give up this way of thinking.
That's right.
And in some ways, you're right. A lot of you picture West Virginia compared to like walking down Robertson in West Hollywood. It's just, I mean, right? It is such a different. It's a big country, and it makes sense that it would. But what do you think is going to happen? Like, how is that going to manifest
the Soviet
itself?
Union. We're going to be like 6. I think it's going to manifest like, you know, Big East, ACC, maybe.
Yeah, right.
Big Ten, Pac-10.
Divisions.
Like
divisions of the country. What gave you the idea to go back into history to kind of bring it forward and almost raise awareness for
because
issues?
I mean, because I was so annoyed by the Constitution. I was annoyed that everybody always talked about it and thought it was fascinating. And I was always like, what's so great about it? But then here's what I realized. What I realized is it's
Kind of dated.
It's why we are the way we are. Right now, this country's gridlocked. That's because the Constitution's the first document that said everybody here is equal. You're the same as the president. You have the same rights as him.
Yeah.
Whereas in a place like, but that also leads to inefficiency. Whereas in China, everybody, they go, you're nothing. You're a cog in the machine. Just shut your mouth and get back over there. You just tighten the screws. You know, if you want individualism, will move you over to like, you know, the
But in a way, what's true? What's actually true? Which line of thinking?
Exactly. Which is true.
There are people who are like, you know, again, without trying to insult people, you notice some people who, like I was in the hospital in Maine, and there was a guy who was about my age, and he had been there for 20 years, and he delivered the food to everybody's room from the cafeteria in the hospital, and he was happy as a clam. Now, how is that guy different than, you know, the Kardashians?
Because
is he not as smart? Is he not as ambitious? Is he not as, or is he just happy, a simple guy, a smart guy who likes being simple? Like, what's the difference?
Well, he's a simple guy today, and by next year he'll be the star of a Stephen King novel.
Yeah.
The guy that's delivering, then 8 people died.
Yeah,
you
right.
don't know why.
He's actually serving people in the.
But yeah.
No, but I know it is fat. It's such a big country. There aren't people who are those. Unfortunately, yeah, you are one of the people who's just going to turn screws. And China's being honest with them.
Right.
Here we tell them you can be anything you want, which is such bull.
Right. And then 1 out of 1,000 does be anything they want.
Right.
But it's still better odds here than anywhere else that you could do better.
That's for sure.
So that's why.
But when you keep telling people without question, you can do it.
Right.
No matter if you put your like that old Derek Jeter crap, but he tells everybody, put your mind to it, you could be me. No.
That's right.
There's no way I'm being you. It ain't happening. I could put my mind to it. I'd be outside Yankee Stadium right now with a glove and a pair of pants that don't fit me.
Exactly.
And then there's a group of people who get really mad when they don't get that, and then they start. Of
course.
We have the guy in L.A. starting to shoot people.
Right, exactly.
So where's a better place to live, here or China?
That guy was Italian from Jersey, by the way.
I know.
I think you might have known.
I know. We were. I just started going through all Jersey guys. It wasn't Little Steven. We asked about that. I don't know. It would Central Jersey, South Jersey, because that's a big thing too. South and you talk about the difference in the country. South and North Jersey are insanely different.
Exactly. Exactly. North Jersey is like Little Steven, and South Jersey is
people
like
feel
Bob
the
Levy.
need to differentiate.
Well, South Jersey's like Springsteen. Springsteen talks like he's from Kentucky.
Right.
And he's just from South. He's from 10 exits away from me.
And what about what about Deptford with Bob Levy? Listen to me.
Yeah, that's the other end.
That's the other side.
Then you got your Bob Levy. There you go.
No, but he's from Bichetti's hometown, Staten. Speaking of separate things, look at Staten Island.
He's a Staten Island guy.
Staten
right.
Island's a whole different vibe from everything.
From even just like the other boroughs. You're right.
Yes.
Staten Island's its
So
own
that's
thing.
the thing.
Right.
How do we rectify this situation? Like you said, is China better? That's a great question, which I can't answer. Is China better or our way of doing things better? We'll probably find out in the next. Put it this way. You know, you're a gambling man.
Sure.
If you had to gamble on who's going to be on top in the next 20 years, would you say the USA or China?
Look at the trends. Look at the trends. Look at their efficiency rating, basically.
Yeah.
Look at the way things are working right now.
Yeah.
We're kind of staying the same, maybe taking a dive, and China is just
Listen,
growing
I mean,
exponentially.
Yeah.
More powerful.
The basic question is, what is it better to be honest with your kids or completely dishonest? Like,
Right.
you know, to tell your kids, like if my mother had told me, my mother, I think, is an honest person. She never really lied to me. She never told me I could be an astronaut.
She told you you were
know?
too fat to fish.
That's what I mean. And it turns out the woman was right.
The woman was correct.
Back after these words. The question on the table is, it better to be from China or here? That's what we're asking. Colin
Basically,
Quinn.
it's the same question in one of our favorite movies. Is it better to be loved or feared?
Exactly. Feared, absolutely.
Bronx Tale.
Without question. Yeah, again, you know, I do watch it, not to harp on this, but I watch those old De Niro movies sometimes, and I think sometimes you can't believe it's the same guy, you know? Like Taxi Driver, obviously.
Right.
The guy in Mean Streets.
Oh, my God, yeah.
You know, and then the guy in 15 Minutes. But but at the same time, I don't blame the guy. He's making a bunch of money, you know?
Well, I don't blame him, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe he's just not good at reading scripts, you know? He's always saying,
Maybe he doesn't even read them.
yeah.
Maybe he doesn't even read them.
Yeah.
Like that thing he did with Eddie Murphy. How does he read that script and say, okay? Like, you know, I watched that. You know?
But they didn't look at Scorsese. I mean, I can't believe they don't work together all the time because
Yeah, why not?
Scorsese, what's he been doing?
But they don't make, I guess they don't make movies that are big hits. Still, right? I mean, what's
the last thing they did? Was Goodfellas? What did they do since then?
But that's not considered a Hollywood big hit. You know
I
how much
know,
Goodfellas made its opening weekend? No, it might be, it's like its whole run. I think it was $4 million.
Jesus.
Something like that, yeah. See, here we think
now-
that's like Titanic. But it's not, because it made nothing in Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is that the last one they did together? No.
Casino.
Casino is, yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's been 20 years. Why?
Why don't they work together? They must have had a falling out.
No.
Maybe.
No. I doubt it.
Well, when I ruined his birthday party, Scorsese wasn't there.
Is that true?
Yeah.
No
How'd
kidding.
you ruin it?
By performing my stand-up comedy act.
Oh, that's right. You performed.
By giving best efforts of my
Wait,
act.
no, dude, that's one of the great stories. You performed. You did stand up at De Niro's birthday.
Yes.
And who was in the room?
Keitel.
Wow, that's
Chris
tough.
Walken, Chaz Palminteri.
You got to be a pro there.
Billy Crystal, Whoopi Goldberg, and Robin Williams.
Wow, so then that's like really.
Erwin Winkler.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, why wouldn't they be there?
A new bomb?
Let's go sit. Oh, Mom is. Oh, Mom is too polite of a term. No, I mean it was really. I mean,
That is a
literally
tough room. I mean, what makes
7
Harvey
years
Keitel
later,
laugh?
7 years later, Jim Norton, of course, De Niro was outside the cellar. Jim Norton goes, "What about would you have a nice conversation, him and his wife?" And he goes, "What about when Colin did you?" And he literally, his body language changed into almost like a spasm
You
of
could be
anger.
doing stand up. You could be doing stand up for 30 years and be one of the most brilliant ones, which Colin is. If one person sees you bomb because of a weird night, they do. They have a thing because it's an odd
They
thing.
have a thing.
It's an odd thing.
And it's part of the what stand-up comedy. It has to have the bombs, or it's not.
It
there's
should.
nothing
If
at
somebody
stake.
kills all the time.
Well, I'm saying people.
If somebody kills all the time, they're not good at what they do.
I agree.
You know,
not everybody says that, but I
that sounds
agree
like a cop
100%.
out. But yeah, because you got to take risks and you got to
I
fail.
agree 100%.
You have to fail. Well, Yeah.
But it's also part of the charm of comedy is the fear of the bomb has to be part. So if somebody...
And that's why we're not accountants. That's why it's you also got hired to do Howard's 50th birthday party, and you destroyed there. How's that?
I did good there, thanks. You're
destroyed. Colin Quinn, man. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Check out Unconstitutional.
And thanks, Artie. You've made me the most beloved guy thanks to whatever you said about me in the book.
Oh, yeah. Well, no.
Jesus Christ.
I dedicated
On Twitter,
you.
it was like, Colin Quinn is the man. I was like, wow.
He is.
The Artie Lange Show. Weeknights on Audience. Only on DirecTV.